Hello, sir. Here's a familiar face. I believe we've done a video on you before, but it seems you're doing something a little different this time. What is your name, sir?
Dan Nemitz.
Okay, and you were doing Briar pipes before, if I'm not mistaken, yes?
Yeah, and I still am. American pipe makers is still going around. I recently got this job at Missouri Meerschaum, and it's more of a career, whereas American pipe makers is a lot more of a passion.
I see you there with McArthur, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, there's a great strategist, and he was very prominent in World War II in Korea. He was a diligent corncob smoker, and his corncob pipes survived indefinitely, and people just don't even understand how that is, because usually they tend to not have the longest lifespans, or maybe they were processed somehow, I don't know. But they survived for decades.
Yeah, so there's actually a really interesting story about McArthur. His aide lived in a city near Washington where we make our corncob pipes still today, and he had been looking for a signature thing. He enjoyed tobacco, much as many people did back then. But you had Churchill, who had his cigars, and McArthur wanted originally to do a very long cigarette holder, but that was taken by somebody else, and at that time he had been smoking one of the pipes that we no longer produce called the Jewel. But he thought, okay, well, maybe I can make my own pipe. We'll just do it big. So he drew up a little sketch with some considerations, and his aide lived in that town nearby. So when his aide came back to town to visit his family, he stopped by our factory and said, hey, so Douglas McArthur sent me, and he was wondering if you could special make him a pipe. And of course, we obliged. By the end of McArthur's career, the demand for us to produce those was so high that we started to, and they've been a strong seller for us ever since.
That's very interesting. I mean, that's a hell of a history, something you don't really see in books. Let me take a look at your display of really fine corn cobs. You know, normally people think of them as being simplistic, but actually corn cobs have, well, they can get a little more complicated than people assume. Like I said, a picture's worth 1,000 words, so let's take a look at the table. Yeah. Very interesting. Look at all these different corn cobs. I see they're processed differently too, it seems. Different colors.
Lots of different finishes that we do. Recently, the black stain that we do has become very popular.
Black stain
Yep.
corn cob pipes?
Yep, it's easy for us to make, and because it's been so popular, it's worth considering different other stains too. So we might be exploring that in the next couple of years.
This is very interesting because I see they're more economical than Briar pipes too. I mean, basically you have pipes going from $5 to $33, $12. I mean, you just don't see prices like this on new pipes anymore. I'm just going all down the table to show people because it's a very large display.
Well, how are you doing today? Good.
Do you see any new directions in the pipe market that are going on? People seem to be talking about indie pipe carvers.
Yeah. So the neatest thing about that is that, to a large extent, because there are so many pipe carvers today, that when somebody makes a shape that's hot or replicates a shape, a lot of other people do it too. So suddenly that becomes something that's very in vogue. And you can even see that on our table at the very end. There's the little devil anses.
Which ones are these? Can you show us? The Marcus. Oh, little devil acorn.
Demand was so high for it, we had to respond to the market.
Yeah.
And that market was dictated by pipe makers who were making that pipe and people who were seeking out that style. So we had to react and adapt.
It's very interesting. What are your sources of corn cobs?
Where are our sources? We grow our own corn.
You don't get it from Nemo of Italy? That's a good show.
Yeah, I like that.
Or maybe Greece, Calabria. You use Calabrian corn.
Nemo's dreaming, man. We grow our own corn. We have 150 acres across the river from our plant. We grow it all there. We de-shell it ourselves. We store it ourselves. The seed from the corn, those kernels, we sell some of it to feed. And then there's a distillery about 15 minutes away from our plant. They make whiskey and bourbon out of our corn, which is pretty neat.
Ah, it's great. You guys don't miss a trick. You don't lose a thing. Show us your business card.
Right, yeah.
Sir? No, that was great. I like it. I'm just very happy because I was under the impression that everybody sources. For some reason it's... Ah, here it is. Now it's clear.
Okay.
The phone is weird. There you go. I'm just surprised you don't source your corn from Mimo of Italy.
No.
I mean, you have to be careful. You're really breaking the picket lines there. Oh, you got to admit it's a good joke. Thank you very much for your interview, sir.
Hey, you're welcome.
Take care.
Happy smoking.